This phone is just a year old. Exactly a year old. Snapdragon 675, just dual cameras with the primary being just a 48 megapixel sensor, a 60Hz screen with a notch, eMMC 5.1 storage, just 18 watts fast charging support. Doesn't it sound like a pretty old phone or a phone from 2017 or 2018? Well, it's kind of funny saying it out loud, but this is a phone that launched just a year ago. Yes, this is the Redmi Note 7 Pro. I know it's just a budget phone and was a pretty good one for the time. So don't come at me. My point here is that in just about a year, the budget phones after a very long time have seen a pretty big jump year on year. For instance, if you compare phones from 2018 to 2019 against the 2019 to 2020, we are at a point of time where smartphone market is growing at a ridiculously fast pace that a year-old phone has now become kinda irrelevant. Yeah, also because of Redmi, 6 months upgrade cycle, which has absurd naming. Like now the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max is out, so the Redmi Note 7 Pro sounds as if it's 2 years old, but it isn't. It's just a year old. So it's kind of due to the branding that Redmi is going after, making people feel that their phone is pretty old while it isn't. But either ways, we'll find out. Anyways, the point of this video is that 1.5 to 2 million people bought the Redmi Note 7 Pro. So is it time to say bye to the smartphone and move on to the next smartphone as people are upgrading ridiculously fast than they should? We'll see. Let's get started.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Been trying to get all of you.
Now let's start with the build. I know I might sound a little odd, but I personally prefer the Note 7 Pro's design over the Note 8 Pro and Note 9 Pro Max's design. Just having dual cameras at the back and a subtly placed fingerprint scanner, by the way, which is very fast and consistent, it just makes this phone look so clean. Although keeping it clean is not a joke. Now, while my device is a black unit, I always, regret that I should have gone with the red or blue variant. Alright, now this 6.3 inches Full HD 60Hz notch IPS display is still pretty good, to be honest. Watching videos, playing games, completely alright on it, no issues. In fact, the 7 Pro's display isn't all that different from the 9 Pro Max's display. Yes, it has a punch hole against the notch, but quality-wise, not really very different thanks to it too being an IPS display. Now the 9 Pro Max might get a little better than this, but this too gets the job done, so no worries there. Battery life, I just sum it up in a word: solid. One full day on moderate to heavy usage, guaranteed. Now if you remember, I was talking about 18 watt fast charging. Yeah, this phone maxes out at 18 watts support. Now it might not sound pretty impressive considering that smartphones nowadays come with 33 watt fast charging. The main problem was that it should be 10 watts charger in the box. We have made quite a progress in there, didn't we? Now what isn't slow is the performance. In fact, I can even say that this phone can perform as good as the 9 Pro Max, if not better. Yes, in benchmarks and stuff the 9 Pro Max might pull ahead, but day-to-day usage, this phone is still pretty good and enough for the majority. I also played few matches of PUBG on this phone and stable frame rates, smooth gameplay is what I got to experience. So instead of using it for say like 8+ months, you don't find it still lagging or you having to wait for it to do something, I would say hold on to the phone unless you're planning to move to a phone with 8 series chipset. That might be worth it, but going to a 7 series chipset from this phone, I don't find it worth it yet. Software, well, this is boring. MIUI in here, if you have used a phone with MIUI in it, this is pretty much the same. This phone is running on Android 9 and MIUI 11, and Redmi has confirmed that this phone will get the MIUI 12, so that's pretty dope. What? Just 48 megapixel camera? I have 64 megapixel, dude. Dude, I have 108 megapixel, dude. If you keep the specs aside, this camera still holds up. If you're a kind of person who just opens the camera, clicks a picture, uploads on social media, this will do the job just fine. Now the secondary camera is just a depth sensor, so no point of talking about it. And talking of which, if you want more flexibility, then this phone isn't for you, or you should get some other phone if you're already using it. Because in here we have no wide angle or no telephoto, so flexibility isn't something this phone's camera offers.
Why am I like this? Something's always amiss. Can't put my finger on it, but it's there. Wait for it to subside, but my mind won't.
And oh yeah, if you shoot videos, you're better off social distancing with this phone, because this pretty much sucks at video recording. Even after 1 year, Redmi hasn't fixed it. Conclusion: how does this phone stack up a year later, and should you buy one since Redmi is officially selling it? And if you are already using it, should you upgrade? Well, let me first answer the first question. First.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.
But the thing is, this phone does the fundamentals right. But the budget phones that were launched after this, or say recently, they do everything better. Like a punch hole in the place of a notch, 90Hz or even 120Hz screen compared to 60Hz, higher capacity battery, or say a faster fast charger in the box, 3 or even 4 cameras in some case, a newer chipset or newer storage, or even say faster RAM type. So the new ones improvise on some way or the other. But if you look at those factors carefully, you might not even care about them. Screen refresh rate. Some like higher refresh rates while some just don't care as far as the screen is good. Battery capacity, well, as far as I get a full day of juice, I'm fine with it. Even if it takes longer to charge, it is fine. As far as the primary camera takes good pictures, I don't mind fewer cameras at all. I don't need the best performance as far as it doesn't hang on me. So I guess you get the point. It largely depends on your decision. Which category do you fall into. Now coming to the second question, should I upgrade? The answer is simply no. Well, unless you are upgrading to a phone with 8 series chipset, as I already said. If you guys aren't really facing any issues with this phone, instead of using it for say 8+ months or something as I said, then hold on to it guys. You aren't really missing anything so far. So that's pretty much it for this video guys. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, well, drop me a like and let me know. And also a small request. I don't really think this video might do as well as I expected to, since this is a budget phone and people don't really watch budget phones video after a year. It's pretty evident there are literally no videos of any budget phones a year later. So I'm planning on doing it. So if you encourage this kind of videos, then drop me a like as I said, and please share this video so it gets many eyeballs. So it will motivate me to do such videos. So yeah, do it. And also consider subscribing if you're new here. I would highly appreciate doing it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take it easy.